Hello, city builders, and welcome back to episode 3 of creating our beautiful downtown and suburbs of our new city, Swornton. Today is going to be part 2 of our 10 subscriber special, wherein I will be building the other 5 suburban utopias for all of you. Now, to start off, we're going to start just between the existing area and the Beltway with some basic terraforming, flatten some mountains, nothing too crazy. I'm just going to slowly kind of connect these roads, maybe have a giant one across, a little 4-lane road. Nice little, not really an arterial, kind of just a collector to bring everyone to the other more important roads. And then there's a little frontage road, perhaps an old highway from before the interstate came through this town. I'm just gonna, for this interchange, I'm gonna do something really fancy, because presumably this was an old 1960s pre-interstate era highway, so it's likely going to have a far fancier exit than just any average area. So I just did a little thing, just little slip lanes and a roundabout. Nothing too crazy. Now I'm just going to kind of mess around with the road settings, get rid of the traffic lights, because it's meant to be controlled access. Don't need any traffic lights there. Let's get rid of the left turns too, so we don't have anyone doing anything crazy at the interchanges. You know, the works. I was thinking of putting in some trees there, but then I eventually decided against it. However, I did decide to put in a sound barrier around the freeway finally, which should hopefully help with the sound problem, make these houses a little bit more appealing, get more people to start developing the land. Just build a few more along the little highway that kind of goes into the city. Just gonna build it along this beltway right to the industrial area. After that, I had my eyes set on another area, this area between this road and Central Square. So what I was going to do, I didn't want it to be as perfectly gridded off. I feel like this might have been more very quickly designed construction, designed just to increase the population of the town, probably in the late 1960s when suburbs were all there was that everyone wanted to live in. So not going to be perfectly designed, just some suburban sprawl. I did have a little bit of trouble with this road. I didn't know which one I wanted to do. Maybe I was going to do a curved one between the two grids, because they are slightly offset a little bit, which isn't the most ideal situation, but oh well. City planning can be pretty hard. I eventually decided to keep with Central Square's grid for this area. And then I'll be right back after this cut, and see here, I got this nice and zoned in. Try to make it be a little bit more curvy and less straight lines, more natural of a shape. I'm just going to quickly zone in some houses so we can get everyone moving in, increase the population, because in the beginning we were having some pretty bad population decline. I think I might have edited the part out, but it was in red double arrows for some portions, and yeah, not very good for my city. So this area I'm just going to try to connect to here. I think I might just curve the road so it kind of connects a little bit better. My plan for this area is just going to be to have it be mostly beachfront housing. So I'm just going to struggle with this road here. So what I'll do is probably just bulldoze that, and then I'll just connect these two roads, a 2-lane here, and then the fancy interchange I made for the old frontage road. And I'll be right back with you guys after this cut. Right, now that I got that all sorted out, I think what I'm going to do is just build a new neighborhood here. I think I'm going to try to connect it with some of the existing geometry I have in place, such as this blocks next to this row housing. I'm going to try to have it be not as too grid-like as the other areas. However, it's still going to be pretty linear. However, I want it to be a more relaxed and suburban feel than just the other areas. Maybe a little bit between suburban and rural. Alrighty. I just decided to connect that road. I was originally going to do a cul-de-sac, but I decided that probably going to want to have some more through traffic. I'm going to decide to connect these two roads. I was thinking of just leaving that dead end, but it didn't look too well. Once again, just going to build another road to connect these two areas. Originally, I was going to build a cul-de-sac there, kind of experimented with it to see how it looked, but I just decided against it. It didn't really fit the vibe of this area right. Just get bulldoze that area. Now I just gotta fix the zoning, because yeah, it's leading roads the game does not like. think they probably would have made that a feature in the second game, the auto rezones. In terms of education, I'm just going to build a high school here because I feel like I kind of neglected this side of town. Was going to throw in a football field, but not really enough room, and I don't want to do any more very unrealistic terraforming projects out here. Alrighty guys, I am back, and what I'm doing is I'm just connecting that one road. It's kind of a frontage road. What I think I'm going to do is probably put it through some of the existing farm after I just fix this zoning, because it is kind of a mess after I messed with it. But see that farm right there? I think I'm going to try to connect through it a little bit. Although, I might throw in a roundabout there later on. I do not know yet. Alright, now let's get zoning. Alrighty, time for a time lapse. Now, this is just editing Sworn Secrecy speaking right now. So, what I did here was, for some reason, that road literally, like, looped back into itself. So I just did that so it could dead end into a nice little cul-de-sac. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make some of these medium density housing because I have a little bit of a high demand. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to start just temporarily moving around the farming, deleting some nodes just so I can make it a little easier for me to throw in this road to where I would like it to be. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this little 4-lane road right here a little bit bigger, resize that farm there, and then I'm just going to kind of fix up this farm a little more. I'm just kind of experimenting to see which side I should develop the road out onto. I eventually just decide to go right there. Now I'm just going to connect this little farm road out here. I don't know how long these farms are going to stay. It is pretty nice having industry, but eventually I'm going to have to start developing this, maybe into offices or something, whatever I have demand for. And we are back. Now, here is what we got. Just a nice little road simply going through, connecting the two areas of town. I'm just going to do a little scenic flyby just to look at what I got going on. Man, I love this place. Also forgot to tell y'all I threw in a roundabout in that interchange just because it was the existing thing was just too big for it, so decided to do a little bit of DIYing. Sure hope traffic doesn't go too crazy on that, but it's been pretty fine as is. Which are some famous last words for city designers, but I actually somewhat mean it this time. And I was able to get the Anarchy mod installed, however it is a little annoying, so I'm just going to probably fix that up with a bridge. Now, let's enter a time lapse. Hey, it's me, editing Sworn Secrecy again. So, here's a little bit of what I did here. I kind of just connected up the pre-existing zones for that road. It was already there. Just put in another elementary school because we've had some pretty high demand lately. Then the Bon Jovi water pumping station was having some pretty bad demand issues, so I just kind of upgraded it. And then we started having crime, so put in a police station as well. Now I'm just going to start zoning in some of the districts. These are my 5 new suburban utopias made just for all of you, my lovely subscribers. Now, what I did here is just some more. I'm just flying around to see what I got going on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get rid of this hill, and then I'm going to turn it into some really very pretty looking suburban estates. So what I did was I just used the slope tool to kind of slope the road around and connect it up to it. What I'm just going to do here is connect the existing geometry. Now I just really love how this area looks because the roads are like so curved, you know, it seems like it's a little hill. I was going to put some row housing there, then I just decided that putting in some nice nature would be far prettier. And just more trees. I did use, I can't remember the name of the mod out, but it allows you to like use different types of trees and then control the age that trees are when they're placed in. Has a nice little evergreen brush, that's what I just used right there. Off the side of this little divided highway. Not really an interstate, just kind of just a small highway. So I did zone in some of the areas that are adjacent to the major roads as row housing. Also that one, even though it isn't a 4-lane road, I just thought it'd make sense. And I just have some pretty high, medium density housing demand, so I decided to satisfy that instead of just building more suburbs. I was once again just gonna decide to put some commercial in there, but I think I might save that for a further project. So now I'm just gonna do a quick time lapse where I fill in the zone, and that concludes our video. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Now let's fade to the outro, y'all.